regarding the gutting of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, I know we've heard all about it over and over. All different creators are talking about it in different ways, but I have a different angle that I want to go over. Justice John Roberts in 1982 argued against the recertification of the Voting Rights Act. Right, Voting Rights Act. He was a young man, young lawyer, and argued very hard against it being recertified. Okay. Why? My question is, why was he then confirmed to the United States Supreme Court if he's against the Constitution? If he's against equal justice under the law, equal rights, civil rights, why would he be confirmed to the Supreme Court of the United States? We really, really need to restructure the process of nominating and confirming Supreme Court justices. They lie in their confirmation hearings, and then when there's proof that they lied, they're already on the court, and no one does anything about it. So there needs to be consequences for that. So we're moving forward. The next, let me just check my notes. Moving forward, of course, he lost that battle, as we know. In 2013, there's a case called Shelby County versus Eric Holder, who was the Attorney General of the United States under the Obama administration at that time, where they basically, the Supreme Court decided that racism ended because we had a black president, and that we no longer needed the preclearance. Preclearance was the section 5, and then part of section 4 was taken out, which determined which states had to follow the preclearance. So preclearance were southern states that had a history of racial discrimination, ending people's lives for trying to vote. I'm pulling up the map to show you the states that were subject to the preclearance. You see where they are. So basically, they had to have preclearance before an independent body would judge any changes they wanted to make to voter ID laws, any processes involving voting. They wanted to make sure they weren't reinstituting the grandfather clause or literacy tests or how many beans are in this jar tests. So that was preclearance. So basically, in 2013, they gutted that and gutted the selection process of which states that were required to have preclearance. So his justification and his decision, John Roberts said, we progressed against racism, for racism. And don't worry, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act is permanent and will always be in place to protect voting rights. Okay. And then we move on to 2026, the Calais decision, where he guts Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. So it has been his lifelong journey to disenfranchise non-white voters, specifically black voters. And it looks like he has worked for decades to chip away and chisel away the rights